So I wanted to crank out a quick video here to explain how to connect up that relay on the Ring Pro doorbell. Just clarify a few things. And yes, that was some soil samples over there for an upcoming project. Here's the original diagram that I had. That's with the 24-volt AC relay connected out to the Ring doorbell, and then the relay in the middle with the power module connected across the coil. Then the electronic doorbell is connected to the relay common and to the relay normally open connection, not the normally closed. Now, said that, however, what's that really mean in real life when you try to actually get a relay and wire it up like the schematic? Well, here's the relay that I used, and it came in this socket, which is something I usually don't get with a relay. I usually just get the frame itself. To simplify showing it, I popped the cover off. Now, I used an iFixit spudger tool, and you notice that little, it's a little hard to see it. There is a little slot in the plastic cover that the relay snaps into. It's on both sides. You may crack your relay cover if you try to pop that loose, so you have to be a little careful about that. Now, here's the relay, and relays can vary in their design. This is a very common one, especially here in the States. And here are the pins that connect to the coil winding itself right here. Connects to pins that are, terminals that are perpendicular in their alignment to the contact pins. So that's your coil right there. That's where that, so this is your coil. These two at the back are your coil, just like this. Then we have our contact pins. The first one is typically the common pin that swings between the two other contacts, and that's easily identified. It'll have a wire connecting to it and up to the moving contact. Then the next pin is typically the normally normally open pin, and then followed by the normally open pin as the one farthest out. So you got common, normally open, and normally closed. Let's look at the frame and see how I wired it up in the frame. So my doorbell, my electronic door chime, is connected across these two pins here, these two screws here, and then those were the blue wires that went into my intercom system. Here are the two power wires that connect that up to the coil. Now, the relay can only insert really one way into this. And then how to figure out which terminals go where. Well, you can use an ohm meter and simply probe each of these sockets and see where it goes. So that's my power. There's my other power. Here's the common one from the relay. Now, where does it go? Well, it connects here. And so on and so forth. Here's the normally open pin, sure enough, and then the normally closed pin. And that worked just fine for finding it. Now, if you don't have really small tips, that may not work for you. You might need to pop the cover off the relay and then put the relay in the socket and then tone out each of the connections that way by accessing them from here, or maybe just partly put them in and probe underneath. And that will help you find it. If you can't really do that, you can also just try to probe directly. So I should get a pretty low resistance reading across the coil. Yeah, 140 ohms. That's pretty reasonable for a coil resistance. And then figure out which other connections are open or closed. So here's the normally closed. And normally open won't have anything. Now this would tell you that it was the normally closed and common, but you wouldn't know which of these. So you'd have to take a little bit of a guess. Maybe also just energize the relay and then tone it out again and find out that that's the normally closed pin right there. That's it. Not too hard. You just want to make sure that your relay or that your doorbell is connected across the normally open and the common terminals. Now, most of the time my relays don't come with sockets. So how to connect up to those? Well, I often soldered a wire directly to them, or I use these little 1/4-inch spade crimp connectors to attach to the wire and then slide right onto the relay. Works very well. It's nice to be able to disconnect the relay because this could fail or some other part of my circuit could fail in the future, and it's nice to be able to unhook it quickly and be able to test it out. Now, these go on, sometimes they're too loose for a relay, so you may need to apply just a little bit of pressure using some needle nose pliers. And a little bit, I mean just a little, give it a little bit of a squeeze, come back and give it a little bit more of a squeeze if that's not snug enough. Yep, now that's on there good and tight. Now if you're using this in a high vibration environment, you'll want to provide additional security to make sure these don't come loose, like if it was automotive or in a boat or something like that. But here are the connections that you need for this relay in this application. These are the coil connections, are the two blue connectors right here, and the intercom would connect to these two red ones right here. That's it. It's very straightforward. Hope this helps somebody else do something interesting.